Good evening and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and I am here to share some layouts from my trip to Disney World. And I have been working in Star Wars Galaxy's Edge and I am still there. Although I do kind of see, not the end necessarily, but I'm getting a lot done. I finished 5 layouts today, 5 pretty detailed in some ways, mixed media, I think on almost every page, if not every page. So I'm still in a fog. I have been sick for the last week, so I may have gotten, there are days when I have all day to scrapbook that I can do 10 or more pages, but today was a 5 layout day and I'm very pleased with 5 pages because I've struggled to get 3 done yesterday. So here we go. I'm not building any pages tonight because, like I said, I already did 5 pages. So this is the first page, and let me just say, if you are not wanting any spoilers on the rise of the Resistance, you may want to not listen, just watch. Or not look too closely at the pictures. I don't know. I don't think about those things, but if you've never been on the ride, and it would be ruining it for you if you saw pictures from my ride, then, I'm warning you now. So, I've had to skip a few things because I'm waiting for some pictures to be printed. And since I'm stuck at home in quarantine, I can't go get pictures printed. But tomorrow, my birthday present from my husband is coming in, and he ordered me a Canon selfie. So I'm hoping that that comes in. I can get it all set up and print like the handful or whatever. I think it's like 15 pictures to finish Star Wars. So we shall see. So anyway, so I've skipped a couple of steps in our adventure, and we've been captured by the First Order, and so we have been taken to the Star Destroyer, and so this is just pictures of the First Order troopers and one of the First Order I don't know if she's a head honcho or not, but man, she was not very nice. But that is their whole thing. They're not supposed to be nice. So layout-wise, I took a piece of red paper, red cardstock, and I laid down I actually did a pickup with this. I had made a stencil, which you'll see on another page, and then I laid down just a blank piece of red paper onto the orange. I sprayed this carved pumpkin Distress Oxide on the stencil and then laid the red on top so it would pull it. And you can see a little bit of the stencil pull from here. I mostly covered it, but I liked all the orange on the outside. And then I made some stencil things that I wasn't sure how they were going to work because there's so many little pieces, but I laid this on here and took my black Hampton Art. This is one of the ones that I bought that I didn't really care as much. Obviously I'd rather them not fall apart, but they're the inexpensive ones, so I just inked through and then I moved it and did it over here too. And then I was going to do something different down here or do one of these in the middle, and remembered I had made a big one as well. So I took the big one and very, very carefully inked. Not as hard as I did on these. Like you can tell this is darker and this is a little lighter, just because the bigger one has more little nooks and crannies that can be pulled up, and I didn't want to mess up the stencil too bad. Little imperfections I am 100% okay with, but I didn't want like a massive boo-boo, which, by the way, there is a massive boo-boo in one of these pages, but if I don't point it out to you, I'm thinking you will not notice. So I will point it out because that's just part of the learning curve. I took this Cricut Star Wars paper that has the stormtroopers, or as my husband says, they are now First Order troopers. And it is, I think, 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5 inches. And then I took this red starred paper, which is from Paper Studios Color Kaleidoscope books, one of my favorites. And I use that because it's got the red and the shiny stars, and I love that. And then I matted these two pictures just on a solid white, and then this picture in the middle is actually on some Echo Park 6x6 paper pad scraps that had little stars on it. And at first I had a little bit bigger border so you could actually see the stars really well. I mean, you could see them, but not as well as you could. But then there was no border on the top and bottom for the red, and I wanted that, so I just trimmed it down a little. And then I added this Tim Holtz chipboard quote chip. I love these, and I've been marking them off as I go. That says be brave, because like I said, we've been kidnapped, they're armed, you know, you're supposed to be scared. And I titled it Escape Route just because I don't even remember doing it, but I took a picture of the exit. So I don't know if it's because like this is really cool looking or what, but I took a picture of the exit in the midst of being kidnapped by the First Order. So not by any chance was I leaving that ride, but I just thought it was funny. So I titled the page Escape Route. So that is it for page number 1. I gotta find a good place to put things because I still have some stuff drying over here. Okay, page number 2. Well, this is me being super adventurous. I took a piece of red cardstock. It's double-sided cardstock out of a book I don't find myself using very often, and I don't know if it's because it's not like one of the sets of pages that I have like tons of one color, or if it's because it's in a book and it's tucked further out of my reach, like it's over by my Cricut. I don't know what it is, but I've been determined to try and pull pages out of it and use it. So this has like a pink on the back, or like a maroony color on the back, and so I decided that I was going to use this. So here's what I did. Hold on, I gotta get the thing. I made a few, last week or so, I made a cutout with that is just a bunch of stars in the middle. I had lots and lots of people comment on how much they loved it, and the cutout was really cool. They asked me where I got it. I cut it on my Cricut, and it has tons and tons of stars like filled in and ones with holes. So I kept this afterwards because I thought I'm gonna try it on a piece of paper to see if I can stencil like the outline of it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. No big deal, flip the paper over, which is why I picked this paper specifically, because the back of it is like a maroon color, so I could have used that just as well. So I took that same black ink pad, and I very carefully, and you can tell it's not very dark, I very carefully went around. And there was like one little place that came up, but I knew it wasn't going to be visual because these two pictures were going to go in the middle. So these are the pictures of us after the First Order has taken us down a hallway, and we're getting ready to head into a cell, our detention cells. So she's got us lined up, and then she's going to send us over to this line right here. And so here we are lined up, and she's mocking us and making fun of us. And I made shirts for all 4 of us. They're not the same, but they're all Star Wars, and they're all, of course, white. And she said something that she said, nice shirts, which is why I titled it that. But in the journaling, it says, the First Order took us to be lined up and then said, nice shirts. Did you choose to dress alike, or is this some form of torture? And of course it says, don't we look scared? James found his dream job. My husband thought it was the perfect job for him. He could be mean to people and work at Disney. It was a perfect mix. So I didn't want to put, I originally thought I'd make that the whole title, but it was just too much, and I don't really like my handwriting that much, especially when I'm writing like big, and so I decided to just journal it. So I inked around my stencil carefully. I matted my pictures on this Mickey Mouse black and red Disney paper from Sandyline. And then because it was going to be up against this black and red, I wanted it to stand out. So I matted it again on a gray cardstock, and then just trimmed just a real simple border. It didn't even be thick or anything. And then I did a tear the other day of some paper from that reminisce paperback that I got with Star Wars stuff on it. It's called Space Wars. And I thought that this would be a good way. There was just a lot of ink right here. So I thought this would be a good way to kind of cover some of that extra ink. So I put a little pieces on here and then added a few of these cutout stars. These actually came out of this stencil when I had it cut. So I kept all of them, even the ones that weren't full stars, because I knew I could tuck them places. And you will see them, rest of them, in a moment. And then I put this is also from a 12 by 12 sticker sheet of the Remnants, I can't remember what it's called, sticker sheet from the Space Wars. And it just says wanted for rebelling against the Empire, which is true because that's what they are after us for. They want us to tell them where the Resistance base is. So I used the same paper that I matted the sticker to do my journaling. I just cut it in a smaller piece and then used my Creative Memories corner cutter to cut the corners. And then I had these puffy stickers. I just wanted to add a little dimension to the page. There's not a lot except for these stars are up on foam squares or foam that I cut. But before I put those on, I added these because it needed a little dimension. Everything's kind of flat. But I love the way this page turned out. And I will, full disclaimer, say that I matted this sticker because I wrote my journaling here on this page, or at least I wrote, did you choose to dress alike, or is this some form of torture? And I'm not a teacher for a reason. I can't keep a straight line. It curves and like does the rainbow slant. And I couldn't figure out how to cover it. So I took a black marker, colored in some of it so it would blend in with the ink, and then just matted this and covered it. So I don't think anybody would have really noticed had I not pointed it out. But I want you all to understand that accidents happen and people make mistakes. And typically you can cover them because, you know, stickers and embellishments and journaling, all that kind of stuff. So, you know, and then I did add this be brave with your life because, you know, we're totally being abducted by the First Order. And this is also one of the Tim Holtz chipboards. And that is page number 2. Page number 3 is the prisoners are secure. I think this is, yeah. And I am, like I said, skipping a couple of things. Although this is the next step from this page. So the prisoners are secure is after we have gotten taken into our cell, this stormtrooper is up above us behind some like these gates, and then he's like talking to us and stuff, and then General Hux and Kylo Ren come, and the stormtrooper tells them that we are secure. So this is actually the quote from what the stormtrooper said, which is why I put the First Order Troopers sticker right here. I was also trying to cover up as much of the green bounty hunter because I really don't want a lot of green in this, although the yellow stars on this blue paper do kind of look green. So this page I made my own stencil on my Cricut, and I just inked it, and I did it with a ink pad probably 2 weeks ago, or at least a week ago, and it's just been sitting here waiting for the right moment, and this was the right moment. I took I think it's like a 2 1/4 inch strip. I just wanted it to be wide enough to get a full set of the stormtroopers / First Order troopers, but not a ton of extra space. So I have that, and it's just kind of a resting place for my pictures. And this is like a play-by-play. So that's kind of what I'm going for with this whole series of the Rise of the Resistance, because it was such a great adventure that I really just wanted it to be almost like reliving it every time I look through my book. So I cut my pictures were all on a 4x6, and then I got white paper and cut it into 4 pieces and sprayed it with I designed them 4 different ways. So let me move my water out of the way. All right, I used this faded jean. No, I'm just kidding. I used the Salty Ocean on this one and just did one simple spray. And then I used my new smoky hickory smoke on this one. I was kind of going with whatever color was in the picture. So this one had some blue and red, but I knew I wanted to use red for Kylo Ren, so I used blue, and then I used the gray. And then for this one, I actually took the fired brick and the faded jean and sprayed one spray in this corner and one in this corner. And then this one is just the fired brick. And so then I let them dry, cut them down. I roughed them up with my Tim Holtz De-Stress tool that has come in handy. And then I matted it on this black, it's kind of like that faded black cardstock. And then I matted that on top of this blue Echo Park page. In the back of this is a cut apart. And so I roughed this up. I roughed these up. I left the black without roughing it up. And I did rough this up just a little. I didn't want to do too much, but like I've said before, my trimmer is acting cuckoo, and until I get a new thing, I'm either have to cut the paper myself or use my little handy dandy cutter bees and trim off all the little paper pieces like this. So if the case of my page is, fits a distressed page, then I'm okay with that. And, when I'm thinking of yucky or mean, I'm okay with distressing a page. I mean, it doesn't have to be that way, but anyway, that is how I took it. And then I used some Sticko stickers and created the title, The Prisoners Are Secure. And then I had these stars are just left from some cutouts when I made some stencils, added a little sticker with Kylo Ren on it, and that, and then I took the hickory smoke. I cannot get it together tonight. And I put it in my box. I took a strip of cardstock, or I think it was like a back of a paper pad, and then just tapped up on the top and on the bottom. And then I pulled the cardstock over so that I could tap a little bit right here in the letters, because I didn't care if it got on the letters. I just didn't want them on my pictures. My pictures were, it's the only thing explaining this part of the story. And these are still a little damp, so that's why I have not put them in the pile. And then I have this page, which is also still a smidge damp, I think. And so some things have happened. And I have, like I said, I don't have the pictures for those, so I can't do it yet. So we have escaped, and we are now on the run in these I have pictures. Oh, it's one of the next things, I guess. So we get in on this ride and take off. And as we are going, we are quietly underneath the bridge, and it slows you down, and you're underneath where you're looking up at Kylo Ren and General Hux, and they're talking about how they're going to take care of you. And then they hear that the prisoners have escaped, and so Kylo Ren turns and he's like, they may think that they're escaping, but it's ultimately hopeless, which is why I titled the page Ultimately Hopeless. And as he says that, he turns on you like, I see you there. And it's like, ah. So it was really exciting. So anyway, I chose, since this was like a play-by-play here as well, like it was with the other one, I decided to put it on this movie reel. And this is actually 2 strips of a movie reel. So I covered it to where you can't tell that there's a black line here in the middle as well. So it just looks like one wide movie reel. And this is Echo Park paper. It came in my 12 by 12 kit that my friend sent me. And I matted it on some Mickey Mouse star paper. And then I actually, after I matted it, I put it up on foam and put the foam down on top of the movie reel. So it is popping off, and it actually kind of has a little bit of a curve to it, which is really cool. It was unintentional, but it happened, and I love it. I use these banner stickers. I've been trying to find a good place for those. And I thought this was a good place for it to just add a little extra. I'm trying not to put my fingers down in the orange, but I think that it's dry, which is good. Most of this orange was already here. This is actually the stencil I created, and then that red page earlier I laid down on to pick up the extras. But then I went through when I was done and did a little splattering. And then I added some of these, I can't even tell you what brand these are because, oh, here we go. Never mind. Crystal Stickers, acid-free glitter domes. Now, these are really fat. I don't use them very much, but I use these little ones. And then from the 12 by 12 Echo Park sticker sheet, I pulled this film strip and put the Ultimately inside of it, and then the Hopeless. And this alpha is a Deja Vu alpha. And this is one of the stencils that I made on my Cricut, and I've used it multiple times. I love how neat it is. And with the Distress inks, it just does like this little speckles, and I just think it's so cool. You all might not like them, and that is totally up to you, but I love the Distress inks, obviously, because I have like a whole row of them right here that I've acquired over, well, I had 3 of them a week ago. Let's just say that. So I got 2 for my birthday and a gift card, and so with the gift card I ordered 2 more sets, and there's 3 in each set, so there you go. So this is one of my favorites tonight. I just love the way that this movie reel thing turned out. And I did put a sticker with Kylo Ren in it up here. He's not in his uniform, his little getup like he is here, but I don't really have any stickers with that. I did add one little star. I didn't want to leave a hole there. And this star actually is from the same sticker sheet as this, so it brings that yellow in. The red, of course, is already tied in multiple places, and the blue and the black. So that is page number 4. And my last page for tonight, I actually did get from this sketch. It has no name on it. It's got a stamp across it that says sketch is for personal use only. I think that's what it says. But it doesn't have a name anywhere, and I must have gotten it off Pinterest, or I don't know. So, but of course, you know me. Well, maybe you know me if you watched any of my videos. I turned it on its side because the 2 pictures I had are, well, let me get my iPad set down so it doesn't fall over. These are after we've escaped from the cell that we were in. We were put in these little transporters, and so this is the 4 of us. My daughter is back there clapping. She's excited because Finn has come and rescued us. And so this is me all ridiculous and fun, and I mean, we had such a good time. So I pretty much followed the sketch, other than the size of the pictures, to a T. Like, it has 2.5 by 3.5 pictures, and this is a 3 by 4, but this is like a full 4 by 6. So I just had to adjust. Plus I added this that was not on there. And I did not, these are uniform in this sketch. They have a uniform size, like width and length. And did I just do that backwards? No. Okay. And so, plus they have like these little banners or tape or something, and a bunch of little words. And of course their title is here. So since I turned it on its side, I couldn't do that. But I did do the little star embellishment up at the top, and I did do a plethora of stars at the bottom. So the concept is still there. Oh, okay. So all of these stars were already cut out from stencils. So all of these yellow ones are from the yellow stencil that I used earlier. And all of these little light blue ones are from a stencil that you've already seen today too. So I keep everything put in a little bag, and then every piece of this paper and everything except for this blue right here is scraps. I have a scrap bag right here, and these are all whatever will fit inside of this quart-sized bag of my Disney and Star Wars scraps. So this is what I have, and I mean, I have some itty-bitty little pieces in here. I have some little strips. I have some bigger strips. I have some cut-aparts. So I keep that close by, and if there's a, somewhere I could tuck something or whatever, I do. So I took a strip of double-sided tape and laid it down to the width I wanted, and then another one up here about halfway up the page. And then I just laid down any of the scraps that I had, and I used any Star Wars ones I could. So I have this one and this one, and then Mickey Mouse paper. But this is all either Star Wars, or most of these are the Echo Park. This is from the Photo Playbook. This is the Cricut Star Wars paper. This is the specialty Mickey paper. These are Sandy Lion Mickey papers. This is EK Success Mickey paper. And then this is a cut apart from the Echo Park set. And I have been holding on to this for this because this is when we were rescued, henceforth why I titled the page Rescued. But love this moment. I'm okay with somebody thought that was the title too, because I did love this moment when they rescue us, and we then go on this mad chase through the Death Star. Not the Death Star, the Star Destroyer. Yep. I used another one of the Tim Holtz that says take risks, because if you're escaping a cell, it's like if you're in jail. If you escape, you gotta worry about being caught. And I did tuck this little picture or sticker of Finn in here because he was part of the rescue team. I popped the blue one here and the blue one here up on foam, so it gave some more dimension, and just sprinkled all these paper stars everywhere, and then added some Miss Grossman's and Stickability stickers just to add a little extra texture and some different colors of the yellows and the blues. And that is it. There is some mixed media on this piece of paper. Other than that, there's really no mixed media on here. But like I said, every single page has at least a little bit. So that is it. That is my 5 pages for the night. And I am really excited about the way they've turned out. Tomorrow I have one more that is ready to be done. In the Star Wars stuff. Everything else is waiting for a picture. So hopefully I will do that in the morning, and then maybe I'll work on something not Star Wars. I do have a few Disney layouts that I need to do that are not from Star Wars. They're our trip home and things. So I could work on those while I'm waiting for my Amazon package to come in, because I'm eagerly awaiting that. I do have some more inks that I'm waiting to come in, and maybe a couple of other little things. I don't know. I have friends who wanted to buy me get well presents, and my friend asked me what I wanted crafting wise, and I'm like, oh dear. So that was a long list. So anyway, so that is all I've got for today. I'm hoping that you all had a great day. Today was Friday. I am ready to not be stuck at home, but I'm so glad that I at least have this love, and I've had the ability to at least do some of it while I've been in my house. So this weekend is going to be full of some more scrapbooking. I have a 2-hour Zoomy fun with some of my scrapbooking friends from scrapbookingwitannemarie.com. So I'm excited about that. And I totally forgot to pull out my design team sketch from last week that I was going to share with you today, but it's in my book, and that would be a big loud noise. So I will get it out tomorrow if I remember and share it with you, because I know y'all are just waiting on bated breath for that. You can always go to scrapbookingwitannemarie.com and even sign up for her free membership, and you would have access to the design team sketches, and you would see my sketch there, and the other amazingly talented design team members, as well as Anne-Marie, who has some of the most amazing sketches. So I am done rambling your ears off for tonight. I am going to go to bed, and I will see you all tomorrow on Saturday, the 28th of August. Have an amazing night, and I hope you get a chance to do something you love with someone you love. Happy scrapping.